So I've spoken to one of the... Yes, Mr. Chairman, all 5 selectmen are present, as is Mr. Sanjanet.
Thank you. Okay, the first order of business is citizens' participation. Show of hands. Who wants to speak to the board? 1, 2, 3. Go ahead, sir.
Good evening. Thank you. My name is Gary Cananzi. I was here last week speaking to this board on behalf of Bay Point, and the board subsequently took a vote of further study. I understood there were some concerns, and I'd like to address a couple of them and ask, when I'm done, ask for an action by the board.
Sir, you're representing Bay Point?
No, I'm representing myself as a Wareham citizen.
You were here last week representing Bay Point, and now
Yes.
this week you want to speak about the article we voted on?
Yes.
Okay, you're representing Bay Point then. Is there any citizens here that wants to... Yes, sir, go ahead. Come on up.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Sir.
My name is Steve Rogers. I'm a Bay Point resident. I live at 34 Bay Point Drive. I moved into the community in 2002. As a matter of fact, it was 7 years ago that my wife and I, our children had graduated from college, and we moved to Bay Point in hopes of having a nice, comfortable retirement there and playing golf and living in a beautiful community. And so far, it has been wonderful. There's been some things that have happened over that period of time that I have not been too pleased about, and many things that have happened that I'm very pleased about. And I don't understand all the ins and outs of this particular article that is being discussed, but I do understand a few things, and I'd like to share them with you tonight if I could.
Sir.
I play golf at Bay Point, and there was a time after I moved there that I was embarrassed to say that I was a member of Bay Point Country Club. I was embarrassed to say that because the course had deteriorated to a point where I would not invite someone to join me to play golf there. I was embarrassed to have my children play there. And when Mark Gibson took over ownership of that course, all of a sudden conditions changed. I could sit out on my rear deck and look out over a plush fairway instead of dirt and weeds, and all of a sudden I felt good about being a member of Bay Point again and being part of a group of very, very nice people who play down there. On Saturday and Sunday morning, we play a game called the Pro-Am, and we all kind of throw in our $20, and at the end of the day, we have winners and we have losers. And for me, that's not progress, winners and losers, because everybody isn't benefiting from the process. But we have fun doing it, so there is a benefit whether you win or lose. You get to play with some very, very nice people. But as I understand this from my limited perspective, what is being proposed at Bay Point is how I would truly define progress. And when I say progress, as I see it, everybody wins in this deal. Everybody wins, including me personally. That's why I'm speaking tonight. I do have a vested interest in what is happening here, and it's very, very important to me. I have, and the reason I say we all win, and again, I come at this as a private citizen without any development experience, but I do know this, that if the golf course, if what is being proposed does not come to pass, then there's a very good chance I'm going to be looking at that dirt and weeds again, as opposed to that plush grass. And that's really going to make me angry, and certainly going to make me sad, and make me want to move out of this beautiful community. I figure I live in a community with about 63 units of housing, and over that period of time, I've paid approximately $25,000 in property taxes. And I would imagine, on average, that community generates somewhere in the area of $200,000 to $225,000 of property tax each year. and gets, in terms of a drain on services for the community, it's very little. I think I've only seen a couple of occasional ambulance calls, but we certainly don't put any drain on the school system there because we don't have any children. We have grandchildren, thank God, but we can send them home, and we don't have to send them to school. Over that period of time, 7 years, I had to drain the community services one time. I had to call the police because my 2 cars were broken into, and the response was, well, you should lock your doors. And they were right. I should have locked my doors, but I lost $500 of stuff because of my own stupidity. And I will lock my doors. I didn't have a policeman come to visit me. So that was my drain on the community for my 7 years of experience. As far, and probably to get back to the subject at hand, I see one of the things that I have noticed during this period of time is a deterioration in the community proper of Onset. And when I say deterioration, an economic deterioration. I've seen businesses come and go, businesses open up, shut down, fewer businesses that were here when I originally got here. And it's an inconvenience to me, and that disturbs me because the downtown area in Onset, I have the opportunity to drive through each morning and drive home through each evening, and it's wonderful to look at that harbor. It's such a beautiful community, and I want to see that thrive economically, and I think Bay Point is part of the engine that will drive that community economically, and I think that's important. So I think the village proper benefits from the existence of Bay Point, and will benefit from the existence of Bay Point if this plan, as I understand it, is approved. Personally, when I bought my condominium 7 years ago, I paid, it was a pretty good real estate market, so I paid a few bucks for my condo, but I was happy to do that because I sold my home and I had some money to spend. Well, I just went to refinance my condominium and found out that the appraised value, despite the $50,000 of improvements that I had put into it, was 10% less than what I originally paid for it. And we're all victims of the real estate economic situation. I'm no different, and I don't expect to be treated any differently. My time frame for retirement went from 7 years to 14 years because of the economic downturn. But that's okay. I got a job. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I'm in good shape. But I want to be able to be part of the community and part of a golf course that is going to move forward. And progress is not a net-sum game. It's not somebody wins, somebody loses. And as I see this, everybody wins. Everybody wins. All the members of the golf course win because they have a place to play that they can be proud of. Mark Gibson wins, and he ought to win because he's been a great neighbor. He's been a great neighbor to the folks at Bay Point. He's been a great savior to the members of the golf course who have a place to play. Mark wins. The community of Wareham wins because I would suspect that this development, the same type of folks that live in our community, are going to live in these condominiums that are going to be located on the golf course. And they're going to generate the type of property tax dollars that we're generating with no drain on community services. So that's a win for the community of Wareham. And I especially like the part about the nursing home or assisted care facility that's part of the plan, because I want to reserve my room right now so that when I retire or after I retire, I'm no longer able to play golf. I want to live there and look out at a beautiful golf course. The point is that I am, and I have no vested interest other than my own personal vested interest. Okay, I want the value of my property to go up someday, or not to lose the value that it has lost. And I think that these improvements will only help me and the members of the Bay Point community, who are very good contributors to this community. And thank you for allowing me the time to speak.